Hi, this is Nikita representing MarvelSoft. Today I am going to talk about how the account payments are done in the SchoolAdmin Community Edition. Firstly, we have to log in into our SchoolAdmin Community Edition software. Then go to the Admin Master module, click on that. In Admin Master module, Account Payments menu is the one where we do the income and expense payment. Click on the accounts payment menu. Here you can see the account payments master page. Account payments is used for maintaining expense and income transaction for your school. Click on the add button to add the accounts payment. Here we have to add the accounts payment details. Firstly, we have to select the payment date. I am selecting the today's date. And we have to select the account type, that is income or expense. Here I am selecting the income. According to the accounts type, the window will change. Now select the accounts head under which the income payment you are adding. Select the accounts head. Here I am selecting the fees. To create accounts head, we have to go to the masters and we should create accounts head and accounts in the master, which I am going to show at the end of the video. And add the accounts name according to the accounts head which we have selected. Here I am adding the accounts as computer fee, the accounts can be created in the masters as well as here also, and fill all the remaining details. The amount for the computer fee is 1500. I am adding here, and according to the accounts head and accounts, the description can be added. The mandatory details we have to fill, and the other you can fill or else you can leave as it is. Here I am selecting the receipt number as the 57 and payment type I am selecting here is the cash, and then click on the add button. After clicking on the add button, here payments added successfully message will be displayed, as we did for the income, and we can do for the expense also. Here first we have to select the payment date and select the accounts type according to which you want to. Here after clicking on the account type, the window will be changed according to the account type you have selected, and select the accounts head. Here I am selecting the accounts head as the lab, and select the accounts. I am selecting the adding accounts as the lab items, and amount is 2000 rupees, and you can add description according to that, and receipt number is 58. Quantity is how much the lab item quantities are, you can add here. I am adding the 2, and payment type I am selecting the cash, and we have to select the department name for which the expense is made. I am adding the department as the lab, and here enter the name of the person who issued. I am adding the name as Rohan, and click on the add button. Here payments added successfully message will be displayed. Then click on close button. If you want to make a payment for any other, you can make it. Here I am doing the payment for few more. I am going to show now. Here you can see. Now here the income and expense payment is done. If you want to see the income and expense payment, select the one for which you want to see. According to which you want, you can select here the accounts group and the group type. Firstly, I am selecting here the income and the accounts head as the fees, and then click on the filter. After clicking on filter button, you can see here the accounts payment master table, which you have selected the accounts head in the income. You can see here the receipt number, accounts head, accounts name, and the dates, amount, and the total amounts. Here you can be able to see all the income payments with respect to income accounts head selected one, which you have selected. If you want to take an income payment report, here you can click on the export button. After clicking on the export button, here you can see that all the fee income ledger for the academic year 2016-17 will be displayed in the Excel sheet. It includes all the receipt number, accounts name, payment date, total amounts, all the amounts. If you want to take a print of the voucher, income voucher, here in the action column, click on the print icon button. After clicking on the print icon of a particular record, accounts payment receipt panel opens. Here you can see the date, rupees, receipt number, and the received from, and rupees in words, and receipt above sum of rupees, that is 100 rupees, and it is paid by the cash. And if you wrote a description while doing the payment, here it will show that. You can generate a voucher at any time. Then click on the close button. If you want to see a expense account payment, then select here expense and select the account set. Here I am selecting the account set, that is lab, and then click on the filter. Here in the accounts payment master table, you will be able to see all the expense payment with respect to the accounts head you have selected. Here you can see the receipt number, accounts head, accounts, and the dates, amount, quantity, and the department and the issue to whom. All will be shown here, and the total amount, that is all these total amount will be shown here. If you want to take a expense payment report, then click on the export button to take the accounts payment details in the Excel sheet. Here you can see all the details. Lab expense ledger for academic year 2016 and 17. If you want to take a print of the expense voucher, click on the print icon. Here accounts payment receipt panel voucher will be displayed. You can take a print of the expense voucher receipt. Here click on the print button and you can take a print of that. If you want to save, click on the download button and you can save that. Here is the accounts payment details like date and the rupees, receipt number, and the pay to, that is lab items, and the amount and the paid by whom, paid by how, how we paid, by cash or the check or like that. Here we paid by the cash. Then click on the close button. This is how we do the accounts payment. In the admin master, click on there is a cash master menu. Click on that. Here you can see the details related to the income and expense, like the accounts daybook, expense payment summary, expense payment details, income payments, balance sheet. These are all the one where we can see the details of the expense and income. Firstly, click on the accounts. In this accounts, we can see the details of the income and the expenses. You can select the start date, end date, and select the income or expense and select the accounts head. Now I am going to show that. The from date and end date is selected from which date you did the payment to which date. I am selecting here the start date as the October 1st and the end date as the January 10th. And selecting here income and the account set as the fees. Here you can see the all details of the account set fees in the income, like receipt number, paid date, accounts, and the account type is that which is income, and the amounts and total amounts. You can see here. If you want to see in the Excel, click on the export. You can see all the details here. If you want to see the expense, click on the expense. Select the account set. I am selecting the account set as the lab. Here are the details of the labs, that is receipt number, paid dates, accounts, that is lab items, account type, that is expense, amount, and the total amount. After this, next go to the expense payment details. In this, you need to select the from date and the to date. Then you should click on the find button. Here I am selecting the start date as the October 1st and the end date as the January 10, 2023. Here start date as the October 1st, 2022. Then click on the find button. After clicking on the find button, you can see these are the group by ledger names. Like all the account head names, receipt number, date, expense, account name, description, amount of each date of every account name. That is the utility bills, that is January 10, 2023, the date is, and the receipt number is 29, expense account name, description, account paid is the 1300. Here is the subtotal of each and every account heads. And lastly, you can see the total of every account heads, that is 9310. By adding these all account heads amount. If you want to see in an Excel, click on the export. Here you can see all the details like start date, end date, and all the details of the account heads and the subtotal and the total amounts. Next, go to the expense payment summary. Click on that. Here in this expense payment summary, you can get all the records of the expense done by your school in the date selected. Here select the start date and the end date, and then you should click on the find button. You can see the expense payment summary details. Here I am going to select the start date and the end date. Then click on the find button. You can see here these are the group by ledger names. Here in the expense payment summary, the every expense account names and the amounts are displayed, and overall, that is total amount, is displayed. Then click on the export button to see in the Excel sheet. Here in the Excel sheet, the details of the expense payment summary will be displayed, like start date, end date, accounts name, amount, and the total amount will be shown here. Then go to the income payment details, click on that. Here the income payment page will be opened. You need to select the start date, end date. Here I am going to show that. Then click on the find button. Here you can see that these are the group by ledger names. Here you can see the account heads like building fund, the payment date is January 10, 2023, and the receipt number, income account name, then the description, where when we doing the payment, if we added a description, here it will display. And the amount received, that is 9,000 rupees. Here the subtotal is 9,000, and the fees, the account head is the fees, and here the payment dates are displayed, and the receipt numbers, and the income account names, description, and the amounts received. These are the amounts received. The subtotal is this much, and the total amount including the building fund amount and the fees amount. By adding these, the total is 14,100 rupees. If you want to see in the Excel, click on the export button. Here you can see the details of the income payment details. Next, go to the daybook. Click on that. Here the daybook page will be opened. In the daybook page, in the daybook menu, you can check that how much the income and how much the expense done by your school in the dates selected. Here I am going to select the date, that is I am going to select the today's date, and then click on the find button. After clicking on the find button, you will get all the details. It will show the opening balance, closing balance, and the total income and expenses. Here the opening balance is previous day's closing balance, and the closing balance is opening balance plus today's income minus expense. That is today's income minus today's expense. Like first we have to do the income minus expense, and what all the amount to get by subtracting the income and expense. Then you should add that amount to the opening balance. After that you will get the closing balance, that is this is the amount we get after doing this, like opening balance plus income minus expense of today's. Then if you want to save it in Excel format, then click on the export. Here you will get data in the Excel. If you want to save it, you can save it. Then go to the balance sheet, click on that. Here the balance sheet page is opened. The balance sheet, it contains the data that will include the collection, that is income and expense done in the particular dates which you have selected. Like I am going to select the start date as the October 2022 first, and the end date as today's date, that is 10th January 2023. Then click on the find button. By clicking on the find button, you can see all the details like the accounts name, income amount, expense amount, profit loss, income total, and the expense total. You can see here all these. Here the profit loss will be shown as the total amount minus expense. By doing the total income amount minus the expense total, by doing the minus, you can get the profit loss amount. By doing the 16,290 minus 9,310, you will get the 6,980 profit loss amount. If you want to save it in Excel format, click on the export. Here by clicking on the export, the Excel file is displayed. If you want to save it, you can save it. Here in the cash master menu, these are the details of the expense and income we can see in these menus. Like starting, I said that how we should add the accounts head and accounts in the master menu. Now I am going to show that. First you should add the accounts head. Then go to the masters and click on the accounts head. These are the previously added details. You should add the new one. Click on the add button. Here you have to add the account head name, and you should select the accounts type. For the income you have to add the group name, that is account head, and for the expense also you should add the account head name. Now I am going to show that. I am selecting the account type as the income, and I am adding the group name as sports fee. And then click on the add button. Here accounts group added successfully message will be displayed. And then now Now I am adding the another name for the income type, that is the account head for the income type, like smart class fee. Then click on the add button. Here the message will be displayed, that is accounts group added successfully message. If you want to add for the expense account type, then click on the expense, add the group name, that is I am adding here the group name as the lab. Lab 1. Okay. And click on the add button. I am going to add another account head for the expense. I am adding the account head as the vehicle expenses. Then click on the add button. Here the accounts group added successfully message will be displayed. Then click on the close button. Here you can see the details which I have added now, that is lab 1 for the expense type and the smart class fee for the income and so on. What are details? We added the account side and the account type, all will be displayed in the account head master table. Then go to the accounts menu, click on that. Here the accounts menu page will be opened. These are all the previously added details. If you want to add the new one, click on the add button. Here you should add the account details. I am adding the accounts name as the fees, and you can add the accounts description according to the account names and the account group which we will select now. I am selecting the account group as the lab 1. The mandatory details should be added. Account description is not mandatory, you can add or else you can skip that. Then click on the add button. Here accounts added successfully message will be displayed. Now I am going to show for the another one. I am adding the accounts name as bills. I am selecting the accounts group as tool bills and then click on the add button. Here accounts added successfully message will be displayed. Then click on the close. Here in the account master table you can see that the details which I have added, that is account group is the lab name and the account name is the fees which I have added. All the details of the accounts which we add, here it will show in the accounts master table. If you want to edit, you can edit. Click on the edit button. Here you can edit the details and click on the update. The updated message will be displayed. Then click on the close. Thank you for watching this video.